Oh,
Okay.
and I made 25.
You're 25?
25,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I think we're recording. All right. All right, so hi, my name's Jessica. I know you spoke with the intern or the intake lady in the front, so I just want to get to know you a little bit.
Okay.
Tell me about yourself.
Nice to meet you. Um, well, I'm 25 and I'm trans. So I go by Melissa. That's been my name for about 10 years now. I was born biologically male, but I've been living as a female for about 10 years. And well, I'm coming to see you because basically I've been homeless since I was 16, when my parents found out that I was trans and I came out as trans and wanted to, start living my life that way. They kicked me out. They're really religious. So it was against their belief system. And they said that, I had to live as Michael, their son, or I couldn't stay at home. So I left, and I really don't have any contact with them since then. Every now and again I call if I need something, but I
Mhm.
have to really, really in trouble to call.
It sounds like you have been through a lot. It sounds like
Yeah. I've been living on the streets for about 10 years, ever since they kicked me out. And it's not easy. It's not easy.
oh no, I can only imagine. That sounds like you've been through it. So just so you know, I am writing things down, just taking notes as you're talking. So I am listening, just so I am multitasking. Um, so have you ever dealt with any other therapists, or have you seek help from anybody else?
No, I mean, every now and again, like when you're living on the streets, like you come across people who want to help you out, or, those kinds of things. But no, I mean, I've never really been to any kind of counseling.
Okay, so you've never have you been on any medication for anything, maybe something in your past? Have you had any surgeries, anything like that?
I mean, when I was younger, I would try an antidepressant, and it didn't really, I didn't feel like it really helped. But that was like before I came out, so that
Mm-hmm.
was a while ago. The only medications I do take my hormones. I go to Planned Parenthood, and they help me out with the cost of the hormones.
Mm-hmm.
Had any surgeries yet? I can't really afford it, and I don't really have health insurance. So
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. What I know you said that your parents kicked you out when you came out. I can imagine that was very difficult for you. What was your upbringing and childhood prior to that?
I mean, they would probably tell you that it was great. I mean, and they tried, but I just always felt like I was in the wrong body, and I really had a hard time in school. A lot of bullying, and getting beat up, and my parents didn't really understand why I was different than um, my siblings. I've got a brother and a sister, and so I've always really been different from them. And so I mean, I guess they gave me everything that parents are supposed to give kids, as far as clothes and food and whatever, but I didn't really feel close to any of my family members growing up.
Okay. Bear with me 1 second. What was the financial situation like growing up for you?
I mean, middle class, I guess.
Okay.
Teacher, and my dad is a real estate agent, so I guess like middle class.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Has there been any deaths or loss in your family that you've experienced?
Um, no, not when I was younger. I mean, living on the streets, you get to know people and kind of like create like a family on the street, and
Mhm.
I've I've lost some people that I cared about
Mhm.
through years living on the street, but
Yeah, and that's challenging in itself. Yeah, I
hmm
imagine you develop some of these relationships with them and things happen. Hmm.
yeah.
Okay. What have you ever experienced any violence, whether it be to yourself or did you witness your parents, domestic violence, anything along those lines?
Um, no domestic violence with my parents. I've had relationships where, things have like gone bad, and it's been hard, and again, like living on the streets, I've been in some dangerous situations where I've had to, you know, defend myself or try to defend myself, and I've gotten beat up a few times, and um like I said, when I was a kid, I got beat up a lot at
Mhm.
school and stuff.
So there has been a lot of fights.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I
What do
mean,
you think the impact on you? How has that impacted you?
well, I mean, like one time I got beat up so bad I ended up in the hospital.
Mm.
Uh, this guy was trying to pimp me out, and you know, I I didn't want to do what he wanted me to do, so he beat me up pretty bad, and I ended up in the hospital.
That's hard. Very, very
Yeah,
hard. Has it happened more than once, or was it just that one time?
well, I've only ended up in the hospital one time, but there's been other situations like that,
Yeah.
and a lot of times I kind of try to get myself out of those situations, like
Mhm.
I've just kind of learned a way to like sweet talk people, or get what I need or want in
Okay.
different ways.
You do what you need to do to survive. It sounds.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. What can you tell me a little bit about your support system right now? I know that you said that you're living on the streets and you don't really speak to your parents much. Do you have a support system from other family members or other friends that you have made in the past few years?
Well, when I was a kid, I was really close to my grandma, so I call her, um, try to call her like once a week or so if I can, if my phone is on, or if I can get access to a phone, because I always try to check in with her, and we were close when I was growing up. But like I've got my best friend Keisha, and like we hang together, like we try to find places to stay together, and we try to take care of each other. So she's my main support. She's trans too.
Okay. Is she living on the streets as well?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, we kind of run together and live together.
Okay.
So if she finds a place, then I go with her, or if I find a place, then I bring her along.
Where do you normally stay? Have you found any churches or any of the shelters that you can stay at?
Yeah, I don't like to go into the shelter because, like, since I was born male, they want to make me stay at a men's shelter, and I'm not going to do that. I haven't had surgery or anything, and even though I take the hormones, they still want to try to make me stay with those men, so I'm not going to do that. Um, Usually, like, if we can make enough money, we get a hotel room. Um, there's a couple of like shopping centers that are sort of like um abandoned, like there's no shops in them, so like we stay back behind there. um,
Okay.
Got a tent, we've got a tent, so like if we can set up the tent in a quiet safe spot, then we that's what we do.
Okay. Just to go back a little bit, when you say that if you make enough money, you'll get a hotel room, how have you been bringing income in?
Well, like we'll panhandle. Keisha and I, like, we put our money together. So like we'll panhandle, sometimes turn tricks if I have to, but I try not to do that. I
Hmm.
don't like it.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. And you said that there's been some times that people have tried to pimp you out.
Yeah, it's like if you become friends with somebody, like they'll turn on you, like they want to use you, and like um I'm kind of petite, and so they think that I'm easy to manipulate or take advantage of. But I've been around a little while, and I know how it goes. It happened to me when I was younger. When I first got out on the street, it happened to me a lot. Where, like, I'd meet a guy, and he would say he wanted to take care of me and look after me and help me out, and next thing is trying to pimp me out. So I just I just rather not do
Hmm.
that if I do.
Okay, no, I understand that completely. Now, on another note, this organization does have a lot of ties into the community. So there are a lot of things that they can help you with, whether it be food, clothing, shelters, everything's donor based. So they are able, you and I can explore it going forward, but we can definitely try and get you um, a little bit more stable, if that sounds good to you.
Yeah, I'm really tired of being on the street. That's part of the reason why I'm here,
Mhm.
because, like, I just can't quite seem to figure out, like, how to get out of this, this
Mhm.
situation. Like, um, when I left home, I was, it's still in high school. I didn't finish school because I was living on the street. So, like, it's hard for me to find a job. It's hard for me to keep a job. Um, so yeah, I mean, whatever you can offer for help, definitely I'll take it.
Absolutely. Yeah, we also have a program for getting back into the GED and trying to get you job placements and all of that. Luckily, JFCS is such a big organization that they can really help in multiple areas. So I think that we'll be doing pretty good in that aspect.
Okay.
Do you have any cultural, ethnic, religious beliefs?
I mean, I guess, my parents were like really like fundamentalist type of Christian, and so like I really have stayed away from the church since they kicked me out, because they didn't really accept me, and they said I wouldn't be accepted in the church, and that I was going to go to hell because of how I want to live, and um if I didn't change, that I was going to go to hell. So I really don't I'm really not into church, but you know, I still believe that there's a higher power, and you know, I believe in God,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Okay. Okay. So my question to you is what can I do for you? What is your hope from this program?
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, I kind of want to get off the street. I'm tired. It's been almost 10 years living on the street, so I need to figure out like what I need to do, and what I can do considering my situation, to make that possible. And you know, I'm motivated to make some changes. I just don't want to like I don't want to lose everything that I do have. Like I don't want to lose Keisha and you know, my other friends that are important to me. And I not interested in going back home, you know, to my family.
Mm-hmm.
They kept telling me, you know, that I'd be back, and you know, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be on my own. So I mean, I've made it this far.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes family members, sometimes blood isn't thicker than water. Sometimes your family members are your friends. That's one of the best ways that we can look at it. So I think that we will, does once a week sound good? And we can kind of incorporate a couple of the departments and see what we can do to really help you kind of gain some confidence and help you figure out what the steps are that would be needed to get off the streets and start really figuring out where you want to be, what you want to do, all of that.
Okay, yeah, I can try to do that. And transportation's really hard, so like,
Mhm.
you know, I'll do my best to get here once a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have with COVID, it's a little weird, but I can come to you. That's another thing that JFCS allows. So, should you not be able to get a ride or miss the bus or whatever, you can always just get a hold of me and we can figure something else out if that works too.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Okay.
Okay.
So, one last thing that I like to do is we like to talk about the strengths that you have. So I would like you to give me two strengths, whatever you think that you personally have in yourself. What are some strengths that you have?
Um, well, I mean, I think I'm pretty smart. You know, when I was in school, I did pretty well. And you know, I think I'm like able to learn, you know.
Mhm.
Like I, if I could figure out how to do a GED program, I don't think I'd have a problem with this. I think I'm pretty smart. And um I don't know, it's a hard question. It's a really hard question. Well, I mean, I just really believe in being who I am, you know, like
Mhm.
I don't want to pretend or like be somebody that I'm not, you know. So like coming out and living the way that I'm comfortable and being in the body that you know, I having my body be the way that I feel comfortable with it, is really important to me.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And it sounds like you have the belief in yourself. So that's a good thing. That's like step one in all of this. And coming to me too is important. Yeah.
Yeah, at least in that part. I mean, I believe I knew from the time I was really young that I wasn't Michael, you know. So
Mhm. Okay. All right. That's definitely something that we can work going forward. Do you have any interest in trying to regain some sort of healthy relationship with your parents? If they were to understand where the animosity is coming from?
I mean, I guess only if they like are willing to accept me as Melissa instead of as Michael.
Okay.
Which, I mean, they told me that that'll never happen. So, I do talk to my sister every now and again, and she kind of keeps me updated on what's going on with the family. And she tells me that they still say the same kinds of things. They still call me Michael, and they still say the same kinds of things about how I'm going to go to hell, and I could come home if I would stop making this up. They think I'm making it up.
They think you're making it up. Okay.
Yeah.
That's has to be frustrating for you.
Yeah, well, it makes me really angry, and it makes me really sad. I thought that they'd always, support me, and I don't know, do what parents are supposed to do, I guess, but
Yeah.
not that.
Okay. So you just want acceptance, and you want to be able to kind of have an understanding with them. This is who I am. This is how it's going to be. Yeah. That's
Mm-hmm.
that's hard. Okay.
Yeah.
So when we do the goals at the end of this assessment, where would you like to see yourself at the end of this program? I know we talked about maybe getting your GED, maybe some job placement. Where would you like to see yourself?
I mean, I definitely would like to have stable housing, and those other things like you said, like GED, and maybe find a job where I don't have to like worry or work so hard. I'm always worrying about money, and if we're going to be able to eat, or if we're going to have a place to sleep, and those kinds of things, and always worrying about my safety, just always. So I'd like to just be happy, like have a home, and a place that's mine,
Mm,
and just not worry so much all the time.
yeah, I understand that. I would imagine it's stressful on you. Well, I hope that we can really work together and figure some of this out between the two of us. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Me too.
All right. So next week, we can start. Do you have any questions for me at this point?
Well, I know the lady that sent me here to you guys, the intake lady, she said that you have like a sliding fee scale, or like, how does that work? Because that's another one of those things that I kind of worry about. It's like I want to do this, but I don't know if I'll always have money for it.
Yeah, well, with you being in the situation that you are right now, there I can meet you wherever you are. So if you have $5 next week, we'll take that. If you have $2, if you don't have any, then that's something that we can discuss on a weekly basis. JFCS is grant based, so once we get you looking for jobs and feeling a little bit more stable, we can reevaluate the sliding scale, the payment at that time.
Okay, I mean, I can probably do $5,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah, so that sounds like a plan to me. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I
All
will see
right.
you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds good. It was
All
nice
right.
to
Well,
meet you.
you too. All right. Bye.